What is up, guys? Alright, on today's episode of Will It Hold? And I'm really joking, but today we're going to find out, will it hold? Now what, you may be asking, what will hold? What's going to hold what? How much does it weigh? Will it fall? Will it damage? I don't know. Either way, this is what we're going to find out. Today, we're doing an unboxing. Harbor Freight 1,000 pound. 1,000 pound capacity engine stand. That's right. We're going to see if this heavy-duty Harbor Freight Chinesium engine stand will hold this legendary 2JZ GE. Now, I'm sure it's going to hold just fine. I mean, this 2JZ can't weigh more than like 500 pounds or whatever. I'm not really thinking it's not going to hold. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this engine stand. We're going to see how the quality is, if it's decent, if it's worth buying. I'm sure it's worth buying regardless. It was like $45 with a coupon. So if you need one, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, you know, every bit as useful as any other cheap Chinese made engine stand. The part number is 69520. So if you're interested in this exact one, that's it. And basically, let's get it open. So I've actually already opened this because I had to do some measurements for the bolts, but either way, here it is, all packed away. It comes with a instruction manual, which we're gonna kind of put over there. And it comes with a bunch of parts and everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these parts out so we can see what we're working with, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so here's everything laid out. It looks like we have a bag of bolts, the other grip, and stuff like that. We got some wheels. Of course, we got the mounting tabs, two more sitting over by the engine. We have the back plate. We got the frame itself. Now, I will say, looking over this frame, it looks like it is square tubing. You can clearly see the seam. It looks fairly thick. There's no cracks or anything that I've noticed so far. I will say the welds are dookie. They are some very shitty welds. I probably could weld better with my eyes closed, and I am no professional welder. But there you go. You can kind of see the extent of the welds. They are not very pleasing. I do think they'll hold just fine. I'm not worried about them, but they are not pretty. That is for sure. The paint is, I don't even think it's powder coat or anything. I think it's just some crappy paint. You know, but what's to expect for 40 bucks? You know, I mean, it is what it is. It feels decently heavy. I don't see any cracks in the actual square tubing anywhere. Overall, I mean, it's together, it's welded, it's steel. I believe it'll hold 1,000 pounds. I don't know. But let's hope it'll at least hold the 2JZ, because that's what we need it for. So we're gonna get the instructions out. We're gonna be a good consumer, read them, make sure we understand them, and assemble. All right, for anybody who's interested, there is the specifications and dimensions of everything. Here's a glimpse of what the instruction booklet looks like and how detailed it is. It doesn't look too bad. It does label all the bolts and nuts, which hopefully will help once I open the bag and match up and see which bolt is considered what. But yeah, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna time-lapse the install or the assembly and everything like that. So I'll bring you guys back when I get this fully assembled. will say, these spacers that they give you are pretty rusted. I don't really think it's going to really matter or anything like that, but they're just basic steel spacers that go inside the metal cast wheels for the lower points here. They're pretty rusted and everything like that, and Yeah, the instructions are kind of vague because they just tell you to use a bolt number this, so you have to refer back to the parts listing, and then you have to be pretty familiar with bolts to know what an M8, an M10, and an M12 look like. Obviously, the smaller the number, the smaller the bolt. But if you've never done something like this, it can get kind of confusing because then you're like looking at lengths, and they're length by millimeters and stuff. So you just kind of got to go smallest bolt, shortest to biggest, you know, and kind of figure it out or measure stuff if you've never done it before. But it's not too bad. But it could have been done a little better. They could have put the bolts in a labeled package, so you just open up the area of the package that has bolts 10, washer 13, and nut 16. You just rip those out and use those for the parts that it calls for, instead of having it all thrown up in one bag, making it a little bit more confusing for someone that's never installed or built something like this. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. Alright, so there's the engine stand pretty much assembled loosely. Everything's going to need kind of adjusted and tightened. No big deal. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to tighten all the fasteners. But I just want to comment on the assembly process. Obviously, it didn't take that long. You know, it's just like I said, the instructions are a little vague. I will say all these bolts, if you can see them, all these bolts, they're all grade 4.8. I would have liked to seen at least an 8.8 grade. I mean, we're talking about 1,000 pounds here. I'm sure the shear strength on a 4.8 is probably strong enough, but it would have made me a little bit more comfortable if it would have had a 8.8 bolt. I don't see the need for 10.9, but it is what it is. The paint's cheap, the welds are shitty, the instructions are vague. Some of the parts are just raw steel, they're gonna rust, but all in all, for 40 bucks, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I'm sure it's gonna do the job. Like I said, there's no cracks that I noticed in any of the metal, so the metal seems decent. The welds look like they'll hold, they just aren't pretty. So I'm gonna tighten this up, and then we'll go from there. Once I get it fully tight and everything, we'll go to pretty much attaching the mounting tabs to the block, and then getting ready to slap the engine on here and to find out, will it hold? Stay tuned. Alright guys, so here is the engine stand all fully assembled. Not bad. I will say it's cheap. The material looks strong enough to hold. Will it hold 1,000 pounds? I don't know. Will it hold the 2JZ? I don't know. We will find out. But I will say the craftsmanship is just crap. It's worth every bit of 40 bucks. I'm not gonna lie. It'll do the job. I know it will, but it's not pretty. The paint's not durable. The metal's kind of weak. I actually kind of started crushing it on a couple things when I was tightening them up. So it's not the strongest material in the world. The fit and finish is just crap. But it's produced to be cheap, and that's what it is. It's 40 bucks. But the question still stands, will it hold? So we're gonna get the all these adjusters, all these mounting tabs, as I call them. We're gonna get these attached to the engine. Then we're gonna lift up the engine with Old Red, and we will see if it will hold. So stay tuned. So here's the moment of truth. Will it hold? Who knows? We're gonna find out. So I've got the engine bolted up to the engine stand tabs. So we are getting close to trying it out. So here's everything bolted together, everything's tightened up. It's nice and secure, really strong and everything like that. So we're gonna get the engine lifted up so we can see if it will hold and get it on this stand. So let's go ahead and jack the engine up and try to get it on this stand. Alright guys, so we have it attached, we have everything tightened up, so now we're going to lower it and we're going to see, will it hold? right, I'm gonna stand back here for a second, but it looks like it's holding. Guys, it looks like it is holding. So far, we have a success. What do you think? Will it hold? I think so. The engine's on the stand, so that's one less thing to worry about. Now we can move it around the shop. Now we can get it where we need it to go, get it out of the way and stuff like that. It doesn't have to sit behind the car, and the engine hoist can be packed away somewhere, and we can just kind of try to tidy up a little bit. So that is just, I'm super happy that they had it on sale and that I was able to get it, and that it is going to be very useful when it comes time to start working on this 2J. So guys, as my final thoughts on the engine stand, I think it's a good buy. I think if you need an engine stand, you don't want to spend a lot of money and everything like that, you can't beat 40 bucks. They do have one, I think that was rated at 700 pounds or something like that. Would it hold this? It probably would. I wouldn't trust it. It looked like shit. This one actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like pretty much all the other ones I got. I can't remember what brands I have. I have one a buddy gave me, and then I have another gray one that's sitting back here that I don't know, maybe I can see. One Duralast, one Central Machine, and now Harbor Freight. I mean, they're all probably made in the same plant. They're both all three Chinese, whatever, but it seems like a good buy, especially at $40 with the 20% off coupon or whatever. Maybe it's 50 bucks, whatever. But yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I think it'll be a great addition to the shop. And everything like that. So I'm just happy to have the 2JZ off the ground. So hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of insight on how the engine stands quality is compared to the other ones I have. Or if you're just looking to buy one and you want to know if it's worth anything or if it will hold. It will hold. A 2JZ at least. I don't know exactly what this weighs, but it has an iron block, has an aluminum head, has the intake manifold on. It's missing the exhaust manifold, but I bet you this is every bit of 500-600 pounds. So yeah, it'll hold. It'll at least hold 500-600 pounds. You should have nothing to worry about. I wouldn't maybe go and put like a diesel engine on it or something like that, but it should hold your typical V8, your typical V6, inline 6, inline 4, all that stuff. You shouldn't have a problem with it. It's not the greatest quality, but it will get you by. It will do what it's supposed to do, and that's all we look for. So it's going to close out the video. Please like, share, subscribe to the video, and stay tuned to just more videos. I may try to do some more unboxings. Comment down below if you like the unboxing videos. I just had these two tools and I wanted to do a review on them. And I didn't want to do them together in case people were searching for different tools. So that's going to wrap this up. Cop a sticker if you'd like to support the channel so I can invest more into content. But either way, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.